Ferrari will test the new 18-inch Pirelli tires coming for 2022 next week at Jerez. As part of the new regulations for 2022, the current 13-inch tires will be upgraded to 18-inch, following on from their introduction into the Formula 2 Championship from the start of the 2020 campaign. Pirelli are keen to ensure that they get the best out of the new generation of tires, so the FIA agreed to increase the number of testing days the Italian manufacturer can have with the teams in 2021 to 30. Ferrari will use their SF90, which contested the 2019 Formula 1 season, adapted to run with the 18-inch tires. It has not yet been confirmed which driver will be behind the wheel. Jerez, formerly host of the Formula 1 Spanish Grand Prix and pre-season testing, is not equipped to enable wet weather testing, so Ferrari will only test the slick Pirelli prototype tires. Once the 2021 Formula 1 season gets underway with the Bahrain Grand Prix on March 28th, teams will then be allowed to use their current challengers for 2022 tire tests. The change in stance from the FIA was mainly in response to McLaren's switch to Mercedes power, which meant that they no longer have access to a Renault power unit in order to use their old cars for any tests. McLaren technical director James Key believes it won't take teams long to recover the previous levels of downforce they had before the latest set of technical changes were introduced. Revisions to the regulations governing the size of the floor area in front of the rear tires, together with tweaks to brake ducts and diffusers, are among the measures that have been brought in to take the pressure off Pirelli's tire compounds. The reduction of downforce at the back has a knock-on effect on the overall aero balance, forcing teams to reduce downforce levels at the front to even things out. Mercedes reported that the changes had taken cars back to 2019 levels of downforce. F1 bosses, including Director of Motorsport Ross Brawn, had been aiming for a 10% reduction overall. But Key says it hasn't taken long for designers and engineers to find new approaches that will completely offset the changes. Even if the teams do succeed in restoring downforce levels, this year's cars are still likely to be slower than their predecessors. That's due in part to the most robust tires that Pirelli will be providing, with teams expecting them to result in lap times being up to 1 second slower. Tauri have set themselves a target of running consistently at the front of the midfield in 2021 as they launch their new AT02 car. All teams are limited on the amount of development they can do this year by regulations aimed at cost saving in the pandemic. Aerodynamic development is free, but structural and mechanical changes are limited to 2 tokens, which Tauri technical director Jody Eddington said the team had spent on new nose and a redesigned front suspension system. The monocoque is carried over from last year, and the team have decided to retain the rear suspension and gearbox used in 2020, which were Red Bull's in 2019. New rules have also restricted aerodynamic performance, with restrictions on the bodywork at the rear of the car. Eggington said he expected a performance level similar to that seen in mid-2020. The car features a revised color scheme, with blue replacing white as the car's dominant color. Unusually, it features wide wheel rims. Engine partner Honda is leaving F1 at the end of the season, but the Japanese company has decided to bring forward a new power unit this year that had originally been planned for 2022. Honda F1 boss said the feature changes to the internal combustion engine, turbo, and energy recovery system, as well as improvements to installation and packaging. And that's been it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Apart from that, I hope you're an awesome day, and bye bye.